Welcome to Money Making Sense, the show that talks about all things money. We are still doing the 10 tax tips series, and right now we're talking scams. And I have joining me the best scammer in the world. His name is Troy Martin, and you are with Cook Martin Polson. Welcome to the show, Troy.
Thank you. Unfortunately, there's quite a few people that might agree with you. Unfortunately.
Well, you don't actually scam people.
No, I don't.
But you are going to help us to avoid the scams, especially this time of year. We go to file our taxes, and people are getting the phone calls that if you have caller ID, it even looks like they are calling from the IRS, and they're like, you owe us all this money. So what do we do about that?
Well, if you happen to answer the phone call and you get a computerized sounding voice or a foreign accent voice, and they claim that they're from the IRS, hang up.
Okay.
The IRS simply just does not call taxpayers. They will send them letters through the U.S. Post Office, and that's how they correspond.
Okay. So tip number one, if you get a phone call, it's not the IRS.
It's not the IRS. It's a scammer.
It's a scammer. And don't even engage them. Just hang up. Don't ask questions.
And they'll probably call back 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
Because they did me. I had that experience happen to me just a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, so you are a tax preparer, and you got a call from the IRS. So how did you handle that? What happened?
I laughed when I answered the call. I played it back over and over for clients and, some of our professionals in our office. But
so what did they ask or demand, or what was the first question?
They said that that I had tax problems through an IRS audit and reported fraudulent information, and that I needed to call them back as soon as possible to straighten it up and pay the tax that was owed.
And that was a recorded voice.
It was a recorded voice.
So you didn't even have the option to go, you're an idiot, I'm a tax preparer.
Right.
A CPA. Well, you're a CPA,
yes.
Certified Public. Okay. So I got the same call. I'm not as brilliant as you, and I'm freaking out. They called me, oh my God, what do I do? So should I call my CPA first off?
If you have a CPA, yeah, sure, call them. But just know that the IRS is not going to contact you by telephone. So you know already that it's a scammer if they're calling you on the telephone. In rare occasions, they might come and visit your house or your business establishment if you owe a lot of taxes, for example. But it's very rare that they would reach out to you that way. It'll be in letter form, and there will be quite a few chances for you to respond before they actually send somebody your way.
Okay, because I have heard people say that they threaten that the sheriffs are knocking at your door any minute now to come arrest you if you don't give us money.
And that's not true either, because the sheriff, they're not going to send the sheriff to your door for that. There'll be IRS employees, and they'll want to be working things out. If you owe taxes, then they want to work it out with you. They don't want to throw you in jail or extradite you out of the country or anything like
right.
that. They want their money.
Right.
So.
And if you're in jail, so that's tip number 2, I would say, is let's say you do manage to actually talk to somebody that's scamming you, and they say, oh, and you're like, I don't think I owe anything. I don't think I have any problems. Oh, but the sheriffs are on your doorstep. That is red flag number 2. They aren't going to arrest you, because if you're in jail, you have no chance of paying any money.
Well, there are people that go to jail for not paying their taxes, but in this case, they want to collect the money. That's their job. The people who collect tax are called revenue officers, and those people are that's their primary responsibility, is to collect the tax. But they're not going to haul you off to jail unless you have at least 40 chances. We'll say 40.
Well, how did the scammer get my number to begin with? I mean, how did that happen?
I don't know exactly how they get them all, but I mean, it could just be as easy as having your cell number or looking up cell numbers and just automatically dialing. If it's a computer-generated voice, it's likely that they're just doing that. There is identity theft that happens, and some scammers will file fraudulent tax returns for other people. So they need information in order to do that. But if somebody's just calling you on the phone and demanding money, they want your information. That's why they're calling you, because they want you to tell them your birthday, your social security number, and all those kind of things, so they can scam you.
So red flag number 3, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, I actually decided to talk to the scammer. And I'm saying, no, I don't owe anything. And they go, well, let me verify that I've got the right person on the phone. Maybe I have the wrong person. What's your birth date?
Yeah.
That's red flag number 3.
Yeah. Don't give them any personal information over the telephone.
Okay. Not where was your date? Where were you born? Like, oh, are you the so-and-so born wherever? And they go, no. I'm like, oh, well, where were you born? No.
Right.
Don't do that. So we have 3 red flags that you can, hopefully you've hung up on the first red flag, which would be, I'm from the IRS. Click.
Yeah.
But if you miss that one, we've got a couple more that you're probably going to run into within the first 30 seconds to a minute of the phone call.
You know, the sad thing is that they're preying on people that are going to be fearful. So that's usually going to be the elderly, or maybe some immigrants who may not speak very good English, but they do even contact people, and speak Spanish to them. But a lot of times those people are afraid that they might be deported, and so they prey on those people who are more likely to be scared.
Okay.
And so, my tip would be, another tip would be just not be scared to go ahead and hang up the phone. And if you're concerned, you can call the IRS. They have an 800 number you can call in and talk to somebody there. And even if you do get a call from them, you're going to want to verify, that it is a valid IRS person, so you can call them back.
Okay.
And don't call the number they give you back.
Oh, no, yeah, no. Yeah. So let's say I got through that 3rd red flag where they're saying, give us your birth date. And I go, well, I need to call you back. Let me gather up all the information. I don't know my social security number, whatever it is, you tell them. And they give you a number. Don't use that number to call back. Get online or open the phone book to look up IRS independently.
Right.
To call somebody.
And you funny, even calling them back could cost you money. I was talking to a client about this just earlier this week, and they said that somebody had called them and left a message, and they called back, and they were charged $20 on their cell phone bill for just calling the number back.
Oh, I've heard of that. There's some, I mean, I don't even know how they set it up, but if you dial into the number, you've given permission to be charged $20.
And
yeah.
he told me it was a $20 lesson he had to pay.
Oh my gosh.
Because he called them back and actually got charged.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
so don't call them back.
Don't do it.
Hang up.
Hang up. Hang up. Don't give out any information. Don't think that you will be hauled off to jail. Don't give a credit card, anything like that. Yeah. Okay.
And you could call any local CPA or accountant, or service and talk to them too. The IRS at irs.gov has, a couple of pages that talk about this kind of thing. And if you'd like to, you can actually report it directly to the IRS. And they, there's not much they can do about it, but they'll try,
Okay. All right. And so any other tax scams that are going around right now that I need to be aware of?
There's phishing emails too that some people will send, so you got to watch your emails and make sure that you don't respond to emails or respond back or click on links, because they could be, asking you to go to their website again to get on your personal computer. So just know that the IRS is only going to contact you by letter.
Okay.
And you're going to have quite a few attempts. They're going to contact you quite a few times before they do anything, like send a person to you. So just probably delete those things. Do delete them if you see a phishing email that comes through. Don't respond to that. Don't click on any links. Hang up the phone call if they call you.
Okay.
And if somebody shows up to your door, they will have 2 sources of identification on them. They'll have a badge, and an employee ID number, and just a regular federal employee identification number. So even if somebody does show up, they're usually not threatening, to threaten to haul you off, but there is a way for you to verify their identity.
And so if somebody does show up, chances are very rare that would happen, aside from the IRS, but it would be very rare that some scammer is going to show up at my door claiming to be the IRS. But if somebody is there, ask for the badge, write down the badge number, tell them to wait, close your door, lock it, and then call the IRS and go, I've got somebody at my doorstep with this badge number. Is that really?
Or even call the police.
Oh, yeah. Actually, you're right. Police first. Go,
Yeah.
there's somebody at my doorstep. Send them over now. They claim to be from the IRS, and I don't think they are.
Yeah.
So, or maybe they are, but I'm not letting him in.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So, and if Troy Martin, if you call us all, we know that, like, not to give you any money. The world's greatest scammer.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask for it.
Okay. Unless I come to you to prepare my taxes.
Then I'll want some.
All right. How much do you charge?
A bit.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, if Troy Martin is not the CPA that you want to go to, which we should anyway, especially if we have problems with scamming, go to uacpa.org, and that's where you'll find the CPA who's right for you.
Thanks for being a Money Making Sense listener. Follow your common sense on the social media. Money Making Sense on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.